Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. In the divine presence of Bhagwan Swaminarayan, in the equally divine presence of the great avatars who have graced our earth, and the great saints, sages, and prophets and spiritual leaders who continue to guide us. Personally, with these spiritual mantras for peace, I feel really privileged to welcome all of you into this beautiful mandir, which I see as a home for all of us. Spiritual leaders are misguided when they think that the spiritual place belongs to them. A real spiritual place is a world in itself. So welcome to BAPS Hindu Mandir, which is a spiritual oasis for global harmony. I take this opportunity to thank Manoj and the IGF team for organizing this event, and Ashok Kotecha and the BAPS volunteer team for helping us create this beautiful evening. For without the support of two people I consider very close to me, Faisal and all your 9 cats, and all the people who you wonderfully look after, and Bal Kishanji, despite his father is ill, he especially come for this one evening from India. I know what it means to me. We share more than just a birth date. We share the DNA of hope, harmony, and love. And that's why I feel that this evening is special, because many of you, like Parasji, who have been a part of this journey. And I also want to tell you that what better place than the courtyard of the temple to talk about a topic, limitless horizons. Because the mandir itself stretches our imagination. Most of us are happy because we wonder, could there be such a beautiful temple in this region? And I want to emphasize that fact. While it stretches our imagination, it also erases the boundaries of limitations. Almost 1,000 people told me, I want to speak my heart, almost 1,000 people told me that, Swami, there cannot be a temple this large, this big, this traditional in this region. And all of them were my best friends. Even big spiritual leaders in India had told me that, Brahmavihari ji, please, could there be a temple like this? I had 1,000 no's, and I only had one small yes from my spiritual leader in 1997 when he said, may there be a temple in Abu Dhabi and it will bring countries, cultures, and religions closer together. I decided to listen to this lonely yes. I ask all of you as leaders, because you are leaders in your own field and you are successful in your own ways. Many a times, give your heart a space and listen to the calling of your heart, and the no's and the negatives will become yes. But it could not have happened without the generosity of His Highness, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, What a legendary leader, what a heart, and what a great, great man. And I'm not telling you by just watching and seeing and reading about him. I have met him on a couple of occasions. I have met his heart. And if ever there was a heart wherein the whole world could live, it is the heart of the ruler of Abu Dhabi. And he did not just leave it to that. Not only did he give a space to build a temple, for everybody's information, they brought in, the UAE government brought in electricity from almost 20 kilometers away, water from 18 kilometers away, and they have given it free for life. Imagine which country can do this to a spiritual organization. What generosity. As if that was not enough. And I do want to single out somebody. You can build a temple, but to sustain and secure a temple of this caliber and this charisma, you need the best of the best. And I want all of you to join hands and honor Brigadier Hamad. Can you please stand up in front of everybody? Give him a big hand. He is the man who is actually working day and night with his team. And Mubarak, who is here amongst us from DCD representing Dr. Mughir. They are the ones that ventured into not just inviting, loving, sustaining, but making us feel at home. Come what may, tolerance and harmony in UAE is not just a noun, it's a verb, it's in action, and we feel it every day. But it doesn't end just here. While we talk about the impossibles, and I think everybody should go back home with, as Sahel ji said, as Faisal just explained and Leander just explained to all of us. Go back with the feeling that nothing is impossible. You come to this mandir, and if you bring out all the impossibles from the archives of your life, bring them in front of them, and then go back and you will be able to achieve them, because this is a place of impossibles. Recently, when Dr. S. Jaishankar was here, he pinched himself twice. Imagine, our foreign minister, he pinched himself twice. He says, Swamiji, I have to pinch myself to really make me feel, is this real? And I said, Your Excellency, you're the one who gave me the word fairy tale. I hope all of you have had the chance to watch the fairy tale. Long ago, Dr. S. Jaishankarji had written a small WhatsApp message to me. He said that, Your Holiness, this is like a Cinderella story. You are turning fairy tales into reality. In times to come, there will be legends about Swamidan sadhus having conversations with Islamic kings, just as there are legends about Buddhist monks having dialogues with Chinese emperors. This temple is more real than real. D.S. Mishra, the man who was responsible for creating the Central Vista, the man who created the new parliament building for India, when he came here and he told me, Brahmavihari ji, देखो हमारे जिंदगी में in India spiritual history there could not have been more important point of history than the creation of Ayodhya temple. A single point which is very important. मगर उन्होंने मुझे बताया कि देखो स्वामी जी 500 साल पुराना मंदिर था और 500 साल तक भारत के मन में भी मंदिर रहा है, मगर आबू धाबी में मंदिर किसी की कल्पना में नहीं था, वो बन गया, वो भगवान की देन है. What was not imagined by us has happened because of creation. And that brings me to the next part of what we were talking about. Limitless horizons. But the next part is transforming technology and trade through trust. I want to remind ourselves that we're living on the edge of society where transformations are happening at terrifying rates. If your grandfather, could you have ever explained to him there would this emergence of facts? You put something here and it'll appear somewhere thousands of miles away. Could you have ever explained to them the wonder of a computer? That you take a grain of sand, that's silica, and that sand can become so sentient that it can remember more than your brain, silicon chips. Could you have ever explained the power of the mobile, which becomes your identity? Could you and me would have ever explained the power of virtual conferences, virtual arenas, the wonder of the internet, where we come home and we go out into the world? We can never imagine so many things, but AI, and I don't want to scare you because there's nothing to be scared about. Recently, I was in Azerbaijan. 150 countries had gathered, and I had to give a keynote address on artificial intelligence. And what I came out with was even more shocking. They were talking about putting 1 million Einstein in a single brain. Imagine 1 million Einstein in your son. I don't think he's going to call you father anymore. 1 million Einstein in one brain, the power of inducing dreams, that you can choose a dream before you go to sleep and you can have that dream. The power of decoding your dreams. Everything is going to be possible. But the greatest challenge is, till now, technology subserved human beings. We drove technology. Times are going to come when technology is going to drive human life. But at such a time when truth, lie, fake, deep fake, make truth, shake truth, all these things have become so intertwined that the importance of truth, trust, and transparency will become more and more important. As we grow, the ability to have truth, transparency, and trust, which are the foundations of this temple, will become more and more important. You are all business people, and we all live in this world of PowerPoints and presentations. Let me talk about your small anecdote. Please go and tell your people as well. When Sohelji was asked about marketing by Ben, and he rightfully gave a wonderful answer, it's not about marketing. But let me tell you about what truth and transparency can be. Once a man died. The angels came, and the angels asked him, do you want to go to heaven or hell? The man said, do I have a choice? Do I have a choice that I can choose? I can go to heaven or hell? He said, yes, democracy is catching up. Even heavens have become democratic, and God has turned democratic. He said, if I really have a choice, I thought that if you did bad, you went to hell, and if you did good, you went to heaven. He said, no, you have a choice. He said, if I have a choice, then do you have anything that I can get an inkling from, that what heaven looks like and what hell could be? He said, yeah. If you want to see what heaven is, take a brochure. Look through these leaves and you'll find out what heaven is. And if you want to know what hell is, I'm giving you a pen drive. Look at the videos. He said, wow, I get videos for hell and brochures for heaven. And he flips through those pages and he sees that heaven is very quiet, meditative, people are alone, nobody speaks, everything is just morose and it's dull. And when he puts in the video for hell, people are laughing, having, great fun, joking, big dinners like this. So people are, spending nights and they're so happy and there's so much fun. So this man calls in the angel and says, look, I've decided. He said, where do you want to go? He said, I want to go to hell. He said, are you sure? He said, yeah, I want to go to hell. He said, one last time, if you want to go to heaven, take the staircase up. And if you want to go to hell, take the elevator down. The guy said, wow, hell is advanced. For heaven, I need to take a staircase. For hell, I can go in an elevator, a lift. He gets into the elevator. He presses the button of hell. Suddenly, to his shock and horror, the floor of the elevator opens up. he falls into a deep, deep, dark ditch. It's full of filth, dirt, smell, stench. He's gasping for air. He's struggling to keep his head above. And then he looks up at the angel and says, hey, what is this? He said, this is hell. He said, that's not what you showed me in the videos. He said, that was our marketing department. So I want to tell all of you, a time will come when marketing will not save you, because the world will become so transparent and so truthful that your marketing won't save you. We need to transform technology with trust and truth. We need to guide trade with trust and truth. And I want to be very clear. Without these two elements, truth, trust, and transparency, you may do great business, you may make profit, but they won't last. If you want to make them last, we need to change the way we think. As Suhail mentioned, and I want to again congratulate him for his sharp ideas, he mentioned one thing which is very important. Remember, we need to change the way we look at the world. All men have eyes. Few have vision. And rare are those who are gifted with penetration. If I ask you, what do I mean? If I ask you a question, how far can you see? If you gaze at the ground, it's 5 feet. If you look at the wall, it's 50 feet. And if you look above at the stars, it's 1,000 light years. It's the direction you look at and the dimension you see that determines what you see. And if I ask you to look within, you can travel in time. Why do we have to wait for these wonderful inventions that take us across time? Look within and you can see yourself when you were 10, when you were 15, when you were 40. Look within, you can rummage through your memories. Look within, you can see your own value system. When you look within and you look within with so much clarity, I believe you will have the power to shape the future. This mandir has not come up because we looked outside during COVID. And I want to tell you, our chairman passed away, Rohit Bhai, whom I mentioned and I miss. Jasbir Singh, who was our project director, he passed away. Ghansham Pagrani passed away. Most of our donors, they collapsed. They could not even contribute to the mandir. I looked genuinely within my heart, and there was that whisper that there will be a temple in Abu Dhabi, and it's because of that faith that the mandir stands. It's not because we just look without. Look at your own life. It's your own value system and your systems and your thoughts and your dreams and everything that keep you alive. So I want you to add this to the great businesses that you perform. When you do that, you'll change the way you think. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, when he came to meet His Holiness Pramukh Swami, and I asked him a question that, sir, at this age, why are you so energetic? Why do you keep dreaming? Why do you keep doing things? Why do you energize so many people? Do you know what he told me? He said, I've learned the secret from your spiritual leader. I said, wow, I'm with my spiritual leader and I've not learned this secret. How come he's learned it? He told me that your spiritual master, Pramukh Swami, he only asks one question. What can I give? Not what can I get? If tonight all of you are here with a feeling, what can I give to the others? Whether there are ideas, whether there are smiles, whether there is love, whether there are handshakes, rather than this idea of what can I get, then each one of us will benefit. When he looks at anybody, what can I give? You don't have to be a millionaire or a billionaire to give something. You just need to have a billionaire's heart. If you have that heart, whatever business that you do will excel in a different way. and you will become an emperor wherever you are. I'll leave you with one story which is so close to my heart, and I think it's appropriate. All of you are leaders in your own field, and you are destined to become bigger and greater leaders. When I was a kid, 12 years old, studying in England, I did a project on the Roman Empire. And I was fascinated by the gladiators and the centurion, the legionnaire, the costumes, the Roman Empire. I used to sketch them when I was a little kid. And as I did this project, I came across a story, whether it's truth or whether it's a legend. It's very important for all of us. There was this general whose name was Pompey. And he was a mighty general. He left Rome, brigadier. He left Rome to fight for his country. And as he won battle after battle after battle, almost all of Europe, North Africa, as he won battle after battle after battle, there were news filtering into Rome about the mighty general Pompey. But there was this situation that most generals who went into battle never returned home, because victory is also an addiction. Once you win one battle, you want to fight another. Once you win one more, you want to fight another. That gives you a kick. And most soldiers died in battle because it's an addiction. But with Pompey, he returned back to Rome. And it is said in the history books, he turned Rome the Republic into Rome the Empire. When he came back into Rome, the whole of Rome was out on the streets, the balconies, the terraces, the steps of the Senate, and the whole marketplace and bazaars were filled with people shouting the name of Pompey, the mighty general, Pompey the emperor, Pompey the emperor. While Pompey is walking in his moment of glory, listen to this. One youth, he needles his way through this noise and din. He reaches Pompey, holds his elbow, and whispers into Pompey's ear, "How can I be like you?" Is that a moment? Is this the moment for Pompey? And this youth comes and asks Pompey that, "How can I be like you?" And Pompey turns to that boy, that youth, and says, "One, win the people and not wars." He's just won so many wars, and he says, "Win the people." The second thing he says, speak your heart. When you rise too much, when you become too big, you have to speak. Forgive me, Mr. Ambassador. We have to always speak politically correct. We have to have diplomacy. But very rarely do leaders can speak their heart. So he said, win the people, speak your heart, be honest. And third, keep the promises you give. And you will be an emperor wherever you are. I want you, whether you're in the family, win your family, win their heart, speak your heart to your family, and at least keep the promises you give. If you're in the business, win the people, be people-centric, not just profit-centric. Give more than you get. Speak your heart, be honest, and keep the promises you give. More importantly for a political leader, more importantly for spiritual leaders. But I want to tell you one thing. This is what this mandir is about. It's people-centric more than God-centric. Mandir should be places that serve the people, and that is the service to God that we want. The mandir speaks his heart. We speak about love, peace, and harmony, come what may. Under whatever situation, never lose focus on love, peace, and harmony. That is the future that we have. And thirdly, keep the promises you give. There's only one promise, which I just mentioned, and Suhail just reminded me to mention, that when people come to the temple, people think they come because they believe in God. But I believe when they leave the temple, they should leave with the feeling that the gods believe in us. When you walk out with the feeling that God's believe in you, there is nothing impossible you can't achieve. So tonight, thank you for being in this place where promises are fulfilled, but go out into this world with greater truth, transparency, and trust, and turn your businesses into an oasis where the world grows. And remember, what can you give to everybody who works for you, every client who serves you, to even the smallest people who honor you? This is the way to live life. In the words of Ray Dalio, who had come to this mandir, he told me that in the World Economic Forum, he had said that people think that financial capital is the most important in running a business. It may be, but after a certain time, human capital becomes more important, finding the right people. But even if you have the right people, educated, the best human resources, he said value capital, people who actually value values are more important in sustaining a business. But lastly, he said, Your Holiness, harmony capital is the most essential. You could have the most powerful country, but if it's in disorder, it's a rogue nation. You could have the most profitable company, but if there's no harmony, it is a bankrupt company. You could have the richest family, but if there is disharmony, it's a broken family. And you could be a wonderful human being, but if you are not connected to anybody, you are a lonely, depressed cell. God put us all on this earth at the same time because I think the earth is a test ground. If we can't live in harmony on this earth, heaven is going to be a pretty empty place. So let's prove God that we can behave on the earth that He has created by rising beyond religion, culture, caste, creed, and even wealth. Thank you very much for being with us this evening. My prayers and my love are with you. Thank you again.